How's it going, everyone? Gazzavelli back with another video. I know it's been a while since I've made a video, but just felt like putting one out there for you guys. But yeah, just want to talk about the narcissist. Just want to talk about their agenda, the secret agenda. You know, the narcissist comes into your life, cloak and dagger. You know, they sell you this false character. They're all nice, they're all pretty, they're all perfect. You know, they're all wonderful. They just want to take up all your time. They want to be in your space all the time. They just want to shower you with love, shower you with empathy, attention, and all this sort of stuff in the beginning. You know, but it's all a facade. It's all a lie. You know, they'll give you all this attention in the beginning. They want to be in your space all the time. Tell you all these things, how you're perfect, how they've never met anyone like you. You know, all these lies to you. You know, they're compulsive lies. You know, they've been practicing the lie all their life. They've been practicing manipulation, intimidating people, you know, devaluing people. And they've been copycatting people. They've got cold empathy or cognitive empathy, and they use that cognitive empathy to exploit you. They've been copycatting things on the internet, interactions that they've had with other people. They've learned all these tactics, all these covert tactics, you know, to have people around them, the people that they set their targets on. They use these tactics, exploitative tactics, manipulating tactics to get their hooks into the people's heart, like get their hooks into their target. They want to emotionally and psychologically trap them. And they just want to, once they trap them, they just want to bring them into this shared fantasy. Because these people are like 24/7 in a fantasy, and they don't want to know anything about reality. But you think when you meet them, this person's wonderful, they're perfect, like, you know, they because they mirror you. So you think, oh, this person's ideal. This person's, you know, just like me, wants the same things as me, or cares about the same things that I do. You know, and they mirror you back. So you think you've found this perfect, ideal person for you. And you're thinking, this is wonderful. We're going on trips together. We're spending all this time together, and this person's just showering you with love and affection and attention and empathy. You know, so you just fall, you fall head over heels for this person. You know, 9 times out of 10. Because they're professionals at this, like they're experts at this. They've been doing this all their life. They've been pulling the wool over people's eyes. And so, you know, they'll be all affectionate. They'll tell you all this, like, they'll give you all this small talk, all this, you know, oh, you're so wonderful, you're so perfect, oh, you know, let's do this together, let's do that together. And the whole time, they're just trying to put their claws into you. They're just trying to emotionally and psychologically trap you. Because they're like brain damaged. They've got like a mental illness, and you know, it's like psychosis, and they want to share their psychosis with you. So they want to take away your self-efficacy, you know, your self-agency and your autonomy, your freedom, your independence. You know, the things that you like to do. It's like, you know, all of a sudden they start devaluing you. Because you start to do your own thing. You start to want to, like, you know, be independent sometimes. You know, you like, as we do, you know. But anything that's independent of them, they just take that as a threat. You know, they slowly take these things away from you. They start to blame you for things. They start to devalue you and tell you should be doing this, or you should be doing more of this, or it's not good enough. You know, it's like they put you up on a pedestal in the beginning. They want to take you like as high as possible, so they can just drop you as low as possible, and just strip everything away from you, all your independence, all your love, your empathy. Like, they want your love and empathy and your kindness and your tenderness and everything like that, because they see you as a substitute mother. They see you as like a mother figure, so they want to like convert you into this mother figure that's like caring for them, taking care of them, like looking after them, doing the gardening, doing the washing, doing the dishes, vacuuming the carpet, taking them on trips, keeping them occupied, keeping them happy. And it's just the whole time, they're just stealing your energy, because they're like emotional vampires. It's like they're sucking the energy out of you. It's like an energetic thing. There's like this energetic exchange between you both. So, and you don't realize it, but they're like feeding off you. And it's just all covert. It's like under the radar. They're just taking away everything from you, but it's like you don't even realize it, because they're using all these tactics, all these like brainwashing. With the brainwashing, it's like they entrain you. They synchronize your brainwaves, so you're on that level with them. And so they can just manipulate your mind and like coerce you, like control you even more, because they've got this insatiable need for power and control over you, and they want to enmesh you. They want to bring you so there's like, you're not even there anymore. They just want to take everything away, so you don't have any say or anything like that. It's like in the beginning they may have acted like, oh, they care about what you say and they care about you and they love you and everything like that. But it's like insidiously, and it's like under the radar, they're just slowly taking away all this from you. Until you're like, you're under a spell, you've been hypnotized. They've been entraining you, with these, repetition of abuse. It's like repetition of verbal abuse. It could be sounds or it could be words, but it's just like repetition, and it's like abuse. And it's like you don't realize that they're repeating these things, and like they'll have you triggered. Triggered to do things for them, triggered to like react certain ways. Like they want to like provoke you and have you like triggered and like reacting to things, because they need your reaction. They need you to be like, losing it, because they thrive on like dysfunction and disorder. They want you to be scrambled. They want your mind to be all scrambled so you don't know what's going on. They want you to just be like following them. It's like they want to be the dictator of your life. They want to be the cult leader. It's like essentially like when you go into a narcissistic relationship, it's like, you're entering a cult, where they're the cult leader and you're like, the follower. You're like, they want your worship. They want like, to basically like make them your god or something. It's like they think they're omniscient or omnipotent, that they don't make mistakes. They think they're perfect, that they don't need to take accountability for anything. They just, they're gaslighting themselves. They're confabulating. They gaslight themselves so much that they're so deep into their sickness that there's no return for them, because they sacrificed themselves when they were younger. They suffered the abuse and the trauma and everything when they were kids, from their partner, or from their parents, or from someone in their life, their caretaker, their mother, who was looking after them, so to speak, but was an abuser. And they felt like they had to put on an act, like who they were wasn't good enough, so they had to like pretend to be someone else. Had to put on the false self. And so they got the magical thinking, they got the black and white thinking. It's like all good or all bad, all right or all wrong. There's no grey area. It's like they see you as like, you know, perfect, wonderful, just ideal, or they just see you as like, you know, you're some monster that's, you know, trying to hurt them and is trying to take advantage of them. They think that people are trying to like exploit them, that other people are like some kind of psychopaths and we're trying to take advantage of them. Like they, you know, they associate love with like, you know, they take love as like a threat. It's like we're trying to love them, and the more that we're trying to love them, the more abusive they get. You know, because they associate love with abuse. So it's like empathic people, they tend to suffer the worst. You know, because we're loving, we're giving, we're doing all these things. And yes, they want us to like, they want our supply. They want that, you know, energy from us. And they want that attention, that validation, admiration. And they want that power and control of your life. But they just think that everyone's out to get them. And they're paranoid. And they have amnesia. They have like memory gaps. They've got depression, or different sorts of depression. But they want you to look after them, despite the abuse. Is what they'll do. They'll test you by abusing you in all these different ways, just to test you, to see if you'll stick around, to see if you'll put up with it. But everything they do is a lie. It's all fake. You know, these people, they lost who they are. You know, they're like lost souls. You know, they've lost their mind. You know, they've basically lost their life. It's like they're living, but they're not living. They're like the living dead. You know, but they'll use the brainwashing. They'll use the blame shifting, the guilt tripping. They'll give you the hot, you know, everything's great, everything's wonderful, and then they'll rip it away. They'll give you the cold. They'll give you the freezing cold treatment. You know, and if you put up boundaries, or if you say no, which they hate that word. You know, they just want yes people. But if you say no, and you start to put up boundaries, and you have your standards, and you're not willing to put up with their crap, that's when they'll rage. You know, they're hypersensitive to criticisms or any slights and things like that. You know, you can't be yourself around these people. They just want to rip all that away. They don't even see you. They don't even see you as like, you know, a person, you know, a human being with like love, with empathy, kindness, compassion. You know, someone that's, you know, that wants to love them. You know, someone that's got love within. I mean, they know we've got love, but it's like they take it as a threat. They take it as like you're trying to, you know, you're trying to exploit me, or you're trying to take advantage of me, or you want to hurt me. So they're like, they feel like, oh, well, I've got to get you before you get me. You know, and everything's a competition. So they've got this rivalry with you. And just everything's abuse. From the love bombing, the devaluation, the discard, the hoover. It's all about abuse. They can't give you anything but an illusion. They can't give you any truth. They're people of the lie. They're people of the dark. They're people that just want to, you know, insidiously, cloak and dagger. They want to come into your life, you know, infiltrate your life, pretending to be this false person. You know, they've learnt all these manipulative tactics through their life. They've been practicing the lie of their life. They've been watching all these things on their computer, you know, on their phones, interacting with people and just extracting all these bits and pieces, you know, concoction or mixtures of different, you know, interactions that they've had with other people, things that they think that they can use to exploit other people, and they just attach it to their mask, and they just use that to just manipulate people, to coerce people. You know, they've got like they've got MPD, but a lot of these narcissists are comorbid with other, they have psychopathy, or they have borderline, they have there's like a mixture. The ones that have got the psychopathy mixed in with their narcissism, it's like these ones are about coercive control. They want to take away the telephone, they want to take away everything, completely strip you, it's like everything has to be under their control, their power and control. But yeah, they're thieves. They'll steal your time, your energy, your money, your resources, your empathy, your love, everything. Anything they can get their grubby hands on, they'll steal it from you. There's no trust, there's no future, although they'll try and sell you this future. Well, we're going to go away together. We're going to build a business, or we're going to build some kind of future. We're going to go overseas. We're going to get married. We're going to have a family. The white picket fence, the dog, and the beautiful house, or whatever that whatever lies. But it's all lies about the future. And they gaslight themselves so much, they confabulate so much, they actually believe all of this. But they're just completely delusional, and they just want to bring you into it. They want you to be like a slave. They don't want you to have any independence. They don't want you to be happy. They can't be happy. They don't want you to have anything that they don't have. They want to steal your love. They want to steal your empathy. They want to steal your money. They want to steal everything from you, because all of these things that they're trying to steal from you is just what they don't have. I mean, why would they want to steal it from you? It's because they don't have it. The thing is, they can't hold on to anything, because they're a false self. They're empty. They're a black hole. There's no, lights on, but no one's home. They're just a shell of a person. And anything that anyone gives them, it just leaks out. They can't hold on to anything. Because they're just a void. It's all false. It's just a fake person. They don't have any core. They're not interacting with reality because they don't have a functional core. They're just, a shell of a person. So how can they really hold on to anything? How can they be successful? They're stuck in a loop. They're stuck in this toxic, dysfunctional, psychotic, insane loop. And they're just trying to trap other people into that, so they can just extract everything from them, so they can, move on to the next part of their life and things like that. But they're just trapped in a loop, and they can't get out of it, because they never separated, they never individuated, and that's what they use their partner for. They see you're perfect in the beginning, and then they devalue you, because they see that you're not this perfect person in their mind. That they're thinking that you're in the beginning they're thinking you're some savior that's going to come in and rescue them, and just make everything better and be this perfect slave for them. They're just completely delusional. And then when you do things on your own that's separate from them, independent of them, that's when they get threatened. When you don't conform to their totally irrational, delusional thinking, if you don't conform to their ways, and be the slave, be the Uber driver, the taxi driver, the gardener, you know, the house cleaner, you know, the full-time worker, just a complete slave is what they want. You know, while you're providing all this energy, and they're just draining it out of you. And that's why you feel so exhausted when you come out of the relationship, because they've just completely drained you on all levels, and you just don't have any more. And like they see, oh, this person, like, you know, they're not who I thought I was, and they start to project it all onto you, and they want you to identify with it. They want you to believe the lie, you know, fall into it, and like, you know, give them all your time, your resources, your energy, you know, the validation, admiration. But when you're just completely exhausted, you're fatigued, you're completely depleted, because this energy vampire has just sucked the life out of you. And they just don't stop with the abuse. There's just no quitting with them. They have to provoke you. They have to push your buttons. You know, they study you. They've worked out all the, you know, all the things that are going to trigger you, so they can extract your energy that way. And they just want to be you. You know, they see how wonderful you are. They see you've got the bright shining light. You've got the love, the empathy. You know, you're driven. You know, you can work a job. You can hold a job down. You know, you're a beautiful person. You know, you can share. You're intelligent. You know, shining light. They see how you can interact with other people and stuff like that. They can't do any of that. They don't do any, you know, it's all false. I mean, their interactions, they're constantly in a fantasy. Everyone that they interact with is in a shared fantasy with them. Because these people have lost their mind. You know, they've been gaslighting themselves all their life. But this is what they want to do. They want to trap you. They want to trick you. They want to give you the false character. They want you to fall deep into the rabbit hole. They want into that psychological prison. They want to trap you there, coerce you. You know, sell you this fantasy, and just, you know, draining your energy, because they can't regulate their own emotions. They've got no power from within. They can't regulate from within. Everything's external with them. So they have to get it from other people. They have to lie to people. They have to sell them this false character. They have to, you know, brainwash people, gaslight them, blame shift them, you know, indoctrinate them. They have to give people the silent treatment, you know, the cold shoulder, stonewall people. They have to triangulate people. But this is all the tactics that they use. And they all do the same thing. They all run by the same playbook. They're just disgusting people. I mean, they're not even people. They're more like androids. You know, they just want to trap people in this, you know, in this fantasy. You know, it's really like a complete nightmare, a living nightmare. And they can't give you anything. They can't give anything back to you. All they can do is take. You know, they're all about themselves. It's all about me, take. What can I get out of this person? You know, they just see you as like a piece of meat. You know, like wild dogs on a piece of meat. This is how they look at people. What can I get from them? What can I take from them? It's got nothing to do with building a relationship, a healthy relationship, bonding and stuff like that. They can't bond to anyone. I mean, they're not connected to themselves. They're not connected to their true self. And we're trying to connect to something that's false. Because all they got is a false self. You know, so that's why it's easy for them just discard people, because there's no connection. There's no bonding with them, because they don't have that effective empathy. You know, they just use the cognitive empathy to exploit people, to take advantage of people, just to, you know, see the chinks in their armor, see where they can, you know, they can get a foothold in their life. They want to place a stronghold in their life so they can just rob them. Because that's what essentially that's what they are. They're thieves. But yeah, we've got to remember who we are. I mean, the reason they want to be around us, because they know we've got love. They know we've got empathy. They know we're beautiful people. They know we're shining lights. We've got energy. We can regulate ourselves. You know, we can hold down a full-time job. We can, you know, we can get our dreams. You know, we can make them real. With them, they're never going to be successful. They're never going to, you know, there's no future with them. But this is just the way they are. And this is what they decided. This is what they chose. You know, they make decisions too. You know, but it's easier for them. They say it's like, you know, they don't want to do the work. They don't want to look within. They don't want to, you know, they don't want to do the healing. They just want to run away from themselves. They want to continue on in the fantasy and the delusion. They just want to bring people into it and just steal from other people, you know, and gaslight themselves and say, oh, I'm a good person. Like, they're just inverted people. Like, they're back to front people. They're very, very sick people. And you can tell them all the, you know, you could tell them anything. You could tell them, like, try and help them. You could give them the world. You could give them cars, motorbikes, speedboats. You can give them $1 million lifestyle. You can give them the planets and stars. It's not going to make any difference, because these people have got a void. They're black holes. But they want to convert you and bring you into a shared fantasy. They want to bring you into the cult, you know, and they just want to dictate your life. They want to be the dictators of your life. And they want to get you addicted and trauma bonded. And the cycle just goes around and round and round for them. They never grow up. They never learn. You can tell them, you know, you can try to word them up about things, but no. They just gaslight you, manipulate you, because that's all they can do. All they can give you is an illusion. But anyway, this video has gone on for 27 minutes or so. Much peace and love to everyone out there. Just wanted to make a video, talk about the narcissist and their agenda. You know, keep your head up, keep shining, keep progressing, keep moving forward, keep being awesome. You know, you're worth it. Hope everyone's doing well. Peace and love. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. We'll keep the videos flowing. Thanks a lot for listening to the video. Peace.